Late in the afternoon, as the sun dyed the entire forest red, a young fox named Aris wandered among the sparse treetops. He had gone hungry for 2 days. The smell of dry earth and decaying leaves made his stomach twist in waves. Aris was known for his intelligence. In the forest, he always appeared sharp and had never conceded defeat to anyone. But today, that confidence was being tested. As he passed a small hillside, Aris suddenly caught a sweet, intoxicating scent. He lifted his head. Draped across the trunk of an ancient tree was a vine heavy with clusters of ripe purple grapes, plump and glowing beneath the sunset. Aris's eyes lit up. My feast at last. He stepped back a few paces, gathered momentum, and leapt upward. His claws barely touched the air beneath the grapes. He fell to the ground, dust rising around him. Aris gritted his teeth, just not enough force. The second time he chose a higher spot, ran faster and sprang harder. But the grapes still hung out of reach, as if mocking him. A rustling sound came from behind. An old hedgehog slowly stepped out. Are you trying to reach something that does not belong to you? The hedgehog asked calmly. Aris snorted, I'm just warming up. The hedgehog looked at the scratches on the fox's legs. Sometimes what is high above is not there to test your strength, but to test your heart. Aris ignored him. He would not accept defeat under another's gaze. He climbed onto a nearby rock, measured the distance, then jumped. This time his claws scraped a few grapes, but the vine shook violently and the whole cluster swayed hard. 1 grape fell. Aris lunged forward and bit into it. The sweetness spread through his mouth, making him freeze, better than he had imagined. But just as he was about to continue, a low growl rumbled from the bushes. A gray wolf stepped out, eyes cold. That is my vineyard. The air froze. Aris understood that the wolf was not joking. These grapes had not grown wild. The vine had been carefully wrapped around the tree trunk, and thick footprints surrounded the area. This was the wolf's territory. An unexpected turning point. What had seemed like an opportunity turned out to be an invisible trap. Aris stepped back, but hunger still clawed at him from within. Just 1 cluster, Aris said, trying to steady his voice. The forest is vast. The wolf narrowed his eyes. Do you think I don't know the tricks of your kind? Today 1 cluster, tomorrow the whole vine. Aris fell silent. For the first time that day, he could find no clever reply. The wolf took another step forward. Choose grapes or safety. Aris looked up at the shimmering purple clusters. Just 1 more leap, just a little more risk. But he also saw the wolf's sharp fangs. In that moment, Aris understood. The hardest thing was not to jump higher, but to accept walking away. He turned his back. Actually, Aris said loudly enough for the wolf to hear, I've tasted them already. The grapes are still green, terribly sour. The wolf let out a dry laugh, but he did not give chase. Aris walked away, trying to maintain a proud posture. When he was out of the wolf's sight, he stopped beneath a tree and sighed. The grapes were not sour at all. He knew that clearly. A soft sound rustled nearby. The old hedgehog appeared again. You lied. Aris did not argue. The hedgehog sat down beside him. You left because you were afraid, yet you comfort yourself by saying you did not need it. Who are you fooling? Aris looked down at the ground. Inside him were 2 feelings, relief at escaping danger and bitterness at not daring to admit his helplessness. I don't want to be seen as a loser, Aris said quietly. The hedgehog smiled gently. Losing is not when you fail to reach the grapes. Losing is when you do not dare to say you could not reach them. Those words were like a small thorn, but deep. Night gradually fell. A cool breeze drifted through, carrying the scent of a distant field. Aris stood up. Perhaps I need another way, not to jump higher but to climb. The hedgehog nodded, or plant a vineyard of your own. Aris looked toward the hillside. This time, his gaze was no longer just immediate desire, but long-term calculation. The purple grapes still hung there beneath the moonlight. But in Aris's mind, another seed had just been planted, the seed of honesty with himself. And that was the most important leap of all. The story reminds us that people often comfort themselves when they fail to achieve what they desire. Instead of admitting their limits or shortcomings, they easily claim the goal was unworthy or not as good as they thought. Yet true growth begins when we dare to face the truth about ourselves. Admitting that we are not yet capable is not weakness, but the first step toward improvement. When we are honest with ourselves, we can find ways to improve instead of hiding behind excuses that soothe our pride.